Hey, and welcome back to Fingerprint How To. I'm going to work on examples number 7 and 8 now. In the link down in the description, I'm going to have a link to a Google Drive folder where a lot of these images are available if you want to give it a shot on your own. So first up, with example number 7 here, is something that was sent in to me from a viewer. And first, thanks you for the interest. And if anyone else out there is interested in having fingerprints compared, or you want a specific example, go ahead and shoot me a message, and I'll see about getting it in. So that's the first one here. So the first thing you're going to notice is that these are both inked fingerprints, neither of them is a latent fingerprint. And secondly, I have them both up here at the beginning because there's not really one to be the latent that we start with. I'm going to, again, just as usual, start with the one on the left, mark up all those points, but then I'm going to do the same thing kind of with the one on the right, mark up a bunch of points there, and then match them all up if I can. The second thing you'll notice is the kind of the pixelation of the images here. So what's going on is this is typical for like court documents. After someone is convicted, they'll usually leave a fingerprint on a document. That's kind of proof that they're the one that got convicted of some sort of crime. And then the courts will later want to verify that this is the same person that got convicted last time. It should be happening in the jail when someone gets arrested, but the courts kind of have their own rules, so they want to have their own fingerprint taken and compared, which then usually gets scanned in at less than ideal quality and reprinted out again at less than ideal quality. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Well, I'm going to start with green here and just start seeing what I can see. Here in the core, which is always a good place to start. I'm not sure if this is a stem that ends and then this is a recurve that then splits here. I think a more likely explanation is that this ridge goes all the way around and then this one inside also goes all the way around. So it's not really a minutia, so to speak, but it is still a point of comparison right about there. So coming over here, see this gap, but there's a lot of gaps here, and you kind of have to just imagine the ridge going straight through. And without these ridges on either side coming in, it's more likely that this is just a hole, like another hole here where the ridge continues straight through. But hiding just nearby here is another ridge. So I think there's going to be another one right there. Something like that. So there's no one there. I took a look at this one earlier today. So this is my second time through it. And it definitely was a challenge to work through all of this pixelation distortion. It was just one of those things where there's lots of stuff going on. But it is kind of hard to pick out what all that stuff is. I think there's something going on right here and here. Let's see. Again, another two ridges coming into one right there. I'm trying to, there's one. Trying to run the ridges here. You gotta run up and down, back and forth, just making sure that you're not missing anything, or at least getting as much as you can, and paying attention to these holes, not falling into the trap of marking minutia where it really just goes out the end of the hole, or goes through a hole, but actually on the skin it's still actually there. So here's a couple up here. Gonna mark this is kind of a weird thing. There's holes on either side, but I'll just mark either side of that for now, and we'll see what happens later on. I'm not going to go down here too low in this area because this print doesn't go down in that area. So there's plenty and plenty of minutiae to mark. So I'm going to try to stick to the areas that, that end up overlapping. Man, this one, it was just a pain to get through with all of these holes. One of the comments that I got from the watcher, the YouTuber that sent this to me, was that he didn't quite know where to get started, and I can absolutely agree with that. Well, I mean, the core is a point they both share, so that is a good place to start. But from there, it does get so challenging to keep working through it. So I'm going to go from here. I mean, we have plenty marked so far. So I'm actually going to jump over here to this side and then do a little back and forth from here. Actually, let me add a new layer on this one so I can delete stuff as we go, if need be. All right, so going right here to, oops, this, the center of the core. Again, if these are from the same source, then this is a recurving and this is a recurve here with ridges coming out from that. So I should go from here out one, and oh boy, out one, and then the second, you know, between one and two, we should have another ridge coming in. So here it's one, ridges 2 and 3 meet together. So that is similar to what's happening here. I'll just kind of lengthen that a little bit to indicate that that's the same. So these two come down and then go out another 1 and 2, and they come back together. So these two should come back together, but further down, that should be here. It looks a little bit further, but I'm also not entirely sure that these were scanned in or printed in the first place at the same size scale. So we are dealing with the same scale here in Photoshop, so I'm going to have to try to make allowances for that. Back in this area, I'm going to switch to orange because there's another one hiding here that I see here. Let's see if I can keep going down to another one that's right there. So that continues on and ends, which is what that one does there. Okay, so now these I'm not going to be able to get to because I've run out of room on this one. So here I'm going to go back and then up 1, 2, 3, and 4 ridges. 2, 3, and 4 ridges to that one there, which goes back up and in one to that point, up. Okay, so again, I see, so if I'm looking at these 2 ridges here, as I go up, there's 3 here. So it looks like this one does bifurcate, so I get an extra ridge, which is what's going on here. I'm just going to make that look more like a bifurcation. As I continue on, 1, 2, 3, also bifurcation going the other direction. Yep, right there. Ooh, so tough to see. But again, look at these 3 here, and then down here we have from this top and bottom ridge, we have 4 coming across. So something widens in here, but definitely getting into a messy area. All right, so back to this point here. Coming back in 1, 2, and we have a little kind of enclosure-y looking thing, and that did show up here. 1, 2, with those 2 points, and then this one should come kind of in and do something right in here. It's kind of tough to really see, but I think that is what's happening. So that this ending is really this ending here. I'll make it kind of long like that. This is a little different way to mark things up, where I'm not really deleting anything on this side, just kind of changing the markings a little bit. And I'll switch to my orange point to mark this one where this one comes in. It looks like it ends here, but you notice there's a little smudge here, so it really does go all the way over this way to that one there. Okay. Let's see if we can jump all the way up here somehow. So what are we going to be looking for? Well, one way is just to kind of jump out there. I see this thing with the two red dots, and that does seem to be this thing here. So let's just for now assume that's it. Come here and then see if we can make sure it all connects correctly. So 1, 2, 3, maybe bifurcation or something like that. So that would be 1, 2, yep, right there. Okay, so we're looking in the same place. You can see we've got a nice little angle here. That looks good here as well. So let's make sure it connects. So let's follow the bottom ridge from this one all the way down. All the way down should hit that bifurcation. So this one right here, all the way down, sure enough. All right, so we're on the right track. There was, I noticed as I passed by here, another point in here, right there. So, yep, that is going to be in there. We do gain one in between these two ridges. They separate out, and there's one that comes up in the middle. It's right around there somewhere. Again, there's a hole that kind of gets in the way. All right, from here, our red one, that did count out correctly. From here, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Out there. And then just back one and up. Okay, right. Nope. Right there. Okay. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so man, that's so hard to see in both of them. Let's skip over this one and go up here for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It comes in and bifurcates. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got that one. As you can see, ridge comes in, splits into these two. 1, 1. So this doesn't go up. This goes through that hole to here. So 1, 2, this thinner one here, and then 3. Bifurcates the other way. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Right there. And then coming out 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2 at the ending. So we'll just make that the ending right there. Make sure we're in the same place. Okay. So this one, I see it here. Coming out further, so if that goes through, that goes through. We got like 2 to deal with. We got, so on this one, we got that one, which I think is going to be right there. Where, and this is hard to see, but this top one from this bifurcation comes through right here. The bottom one should come through and end right there, which is that's what that's doing. So then the one underneath it should come through, go through this hole, and then out this way, which then leaves room for this one. 1, 2. So this one, that is a ridge, right? That ridge. So it's this one that bifurcates into these two ridges. Right? No, hold on. Into these two ridges. Okay, so I kind of made it a big blob, but it go down that arm and that arm. So I'll make it kind of a big blob here, doing that bit. I was hiding in all the mess, but one way you can tell is between this point here and this one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's do this one 6 here. So above this point, all the way to the one above this one, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we slide all the way over to this side, following this ridge and this ridge over to here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all told, we lose a ridge as we go from this side over to here. And that makes sense because we have one opening to the right, to the left, one opening to the right, and this one ending. So the two, let's see, these two go the same direction. This one goes the opposite direction. So, 2 minus 1, that makes sense of why there's that one difference. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, coming all the way over to this side here, and this side here, 1, 2, 3, 4, also 5. Okay, so it does work out with all the minutiae around it, which then you can infer what's going on in the middle. All told, though, lots of stuff lining up. Here I've marked out on this one, because here's got some extra points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 23 minutiae. I think we're good now. We could search out, hunt out for a few more in like this region, but I think we've gotten to the point of sufficiency where we can declare this to be an ID. So next one up. All right, so here I'm going to take a look at example number 8. Let's look at something quite a bit easier. Even though this is a latent print, it's going to be quite a bit easier to look at. I'll change my my point size here. All right, so first off, just going to start looking for these nice easy ones. Lots of points. Target rich environment here. Let's go with that one. Nice bifurcation there. All right, now I gotta focus a little bit and settle in on finding every point in an area, not just skipping around too much. It looks like I'll mark that as a little curly Q there. Switch back to green for more points down here. These look like they flow through, but there's one. Another one. Time to go up here, up on top. Starting to get a little fadey here, but here let's go here from this ridge. Up here we got 1 and 2, so 3 together. Come back here on this side again. 1, 2, 3, 4 ridges here. So 3 on this side, 4 on this side, as I can make a little box around it, which means there's got to be one right there. All right, another ridge, another bifurcation there, ending there, ending there. Oh, let's go up here. Oh, it's getting a little faded out, but I'll still call that one. And roll up a little bit. That one there. Let's go with that one there. Another one there. Really on the edge, but I still like it. Coming on down this way. Ooh, what do we got here? We got that ridge goes underneath. That one comes up. So there's one right there. Oops. That one. All right. Looks all good. I think we are good to go to the exemplars. All right. So this does not look good so far. We have a big recurve here. The loop is going the wrong direction. But let's, no, there's just no way. Even if we were to go up here with something, everything's opening up and to the right, up and to the right. And it's just not doing that here. Okay, next finger. Oh, I think we have something a little more interesting to look at. Let's do our core. Always a good place to start if it's there. And there's the ending, which is here. Make that a little more as an ending. And then from there we go, let's see here, up 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I see here. So let's go up 1, 2, call that a ridge, call this an ending. It'll be this ending here. So 1, 2, 3, and look what we got there. That's some good extra little bit. What looks maybe like a continuous ridge with a little kind of a break in it is certainly this little tiny spur we got going on here. So that definitely helps, if everything else matches up, to tip us towards identification. 1, 2, there, 1, and we got that bifurcation. This ending going back to it comes over and ends, sure enough. Now from that bifurcation, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up to the ending, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, to another ending, coming back down, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's call this the ending to right there. Coming on down 1 to an ending, down 1 to an ending. Sure enough, again, we have 3. In here we only have 2, even though it's messy right on the border. I can still pick that one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In with 1 in between to there. 1, the second one bifurcates. Sure enough, in between we have an ending, which goes up to rejoin, and we're back where we started. All right. That's always good when you can circle back around and everything counts, even if you go in a complete circle. That's there. That's there. That's there, even though it's really over here. One, 2, 3 to that ending. Oops, I haven't got to that yet one. 1, 2, 3 down to that one, and then 1, 2, 3 into this one here. Okay, let's go up top so we can get those last 4, because we are well on our way to an identification here. All right, from that ending, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I like how there's that big space here as these two ridges come and merge. They don't merge really quickly, they leave a little space, and sure enough, that's exactly what we're seeing here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was right. It is on the edge. Again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 to that one, and then back to our first yellow. Let's come down and then out 1 and 2. So we come down 1 and 2. All right. We have well sufficient information to also call this one an ID. So thank you guys for listening. Again, if you guys have any examples you want me to give a shot here on the show, just let me know. Contact me through YouTube, and message me, or even just comment on the videos. Thanks for all the feedback, and I will talk to you guys next month.